So come on and ride, let's chase the sun in our Jaybird.
Good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful fall morning, a little crisp, but it is still beautiful. Look at that sunshine. I'm heading out today for a yoga retreat in Arkansas at Mississippi River State Park. Me and the J-Miss is on the way. So I'm taking you along as we get ready for a yoga retreat. I know you're looking and you're watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. If you would like to know or join some of my adventures, just let us know in the comments and find out where the J-Miss will be going next. See you later.
Welcome to Arkansas.
We're about to turn onto Storm.
Take the next right onto Phillips Road 217, Storm Creek Road.
Wow.
Continue on Phillips Road 217 for 5 miles.
Now this is a country road right here. They say it's 2 lane, but woo, it is tight. All right, there's the park. Look at that. Mississippi River State Park. Look at the water. That's beautiful. Campground. About to turn in. One of the first things I see is a Jaco. Presley, yep.
And that's it for today, because apparently she set up camp, then drove back to Clarksdale, Mississippi to work. We'll see you tomorrow.
About to get our flow on this morning with yoga.
It's the next morning, and my wife and her group are getting ready to do their yoga exercises. This is not part of the exercises, but you can rent kayaks here on the beach.
Oh yeah. Ready to get my flow on. We've been doing our practice here on the beach, facing the water.
With a bunch of yogis.
Yeah, with a bunch of yogis. There she is. There's a yogi right there.
Out in the wild.
Yeah, you can't let them loose.
This yogi is demonstrating a practice that my wife said she was working on learning at this retreat. I don't think my wife is working on that anymore. Later on that afternoon, my wife went on an e-bike tour.
We're about to do an e-bike ride to Delta Dirt. What's the name of the company again? Helena-West Company. So they rent out e-bikes and do tours. This will be my first time riding a long distance on an e-bike.
But before my wife goes on the e-bike tour, she's going to give a quick tour of the campsites.
So what year is your ash tree? 21. All right. I think they've had it a couple of months. Is that what it is? All right. 3 or 4 months. And there's the hunters over here that ate some of that pie last night. Did y'all enjoy it? Look at that camper with the extension. So they've been all over with that. That is so cool. The ladies here are tent camping. And this family over here, there, just came in yesterday. Got the kayaks and boards. And then there's another Jaco right here.
Let's get some quick operating instructions before they roll out.
Main power and throttle up and down. Okay. All right, we're starting the tour on the bike. First off the road. Look at this.
So up here you'll see that the confluence is on that side. So St. Francis is there, Mississippi's right in front of us. From the map I looked at today, that people lived on this side. So it was this side and south, I guess.
So this is the community of Sterling?
Yeah. So those big trees back there. I wonder if those are, I've heard that there were pecan orchards and everything, so I'm kind of wondering if that was what that is. But there's a really pretty view here. We'll get off our bikes up here and check it all out.
Sterling. This is the confluence of the Mississippi and the St. Francis River. Ooh, pretty cool.
Army Corps of Engineers made some changes to
The river
edge,
flow.
and it messed up everyone's crops.
Look at this confluence.
But during the summer and everything, people are out here. If it's low enough, they're out here just like it's a normal.
Oh yeah.
They're getting
Oh yeah.
sand and everything.
Big springs. Oh, pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's fed out of Crawley's Ridge. I don't really know where it's going.
I'm gonna lick it. Not like my mouth.
And you can drink the water. See, they're down there drinking water.
I have not tried the watercress. I'm not 100% sure what.
He's not.
Now, I didn't tell y'all to go down there and start eating.
I want to try it.
As you will. So I'll see how they feel tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back. We're riding on the levee. Oh, there's your phone. All right, so we rode the bikes up here, and we're at Delta Dirt. This is Delta Dirt. Nice atmosphere here. Look at this. Delta Dirt. All right, we're in here.
Wow.
The smell. You should be here.
This is a family business, so it's my wife and I and our two sons. The youngest one is up there. My wife tells me I'm long-winded, so just say, hey, I got it. But I'm excited to show you guys the business.
Wow.
The process clearly starts back here, but this is not where the story starts. The story starts 20 miles from here at our farm. The farm is west of here toward Marble, back north of there. So it's the land where my great-grandfather started farming our farm, and never owned it, but it was in the late 1800s. So he was just like many other black and white farmers in this area. They sharecropped that land. My grandfather started sharecropping that same piece of land after my great-grandfather. But he did something that it didn't generally happen, which is buying your way out of that sharecropping system. So he was able to do that. And he did that by picking his cotton just like he had every other year, but he took his cotton to a different gin than his landowner and sold the cotton, got what the cotton, essentially was trying to get what the cotton was worth, and added the money that he was earning on the side, making moonshine, and bought the farm. So that was in 1949. I left, graduated high school, and did just like so many other people in the South and the Delta. You get out, you go to college, or you go live with relatives, you go somewhere and look for opportunity outside of the Arkansas Delta, even the Mississippi Delta, right? And I did that, and we were gone for 26 years and moved back. And one of my brothers stayed back and really helped my dad farm. And they would go and try to keep up with what's going on in the vegetable industry and go to these conferences. And that year he came back, 2016, excited about what they were doing with sweet potatoes. And this particular place was North Carolina, but he was all excited about, the sweet potato fries and pie. I mean, you guys probably remember, that was a craze. Yeah, it was a sweet potato craze. Patty LaBelle came out with sweet potato pie. And you could almost go to some of these fast food places and get sweet potato fries and those type of things. Right? And but he mentioned that there was a guy there that had some sweet potato vodka. And I got really intrigued with the idea and the concept of being able to do that and use our farm to make a sweet potato vodka. So I started researching, Google, whatever, visiting as many distilleries as they would let me in, just to see, is this viable?
So this is vegetable juice.
Yeah, I like it.
Cheers.
The first time I've heard that, but I'm gonna use it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Decided we're gonna do it. My wife let me spend some money.
That's a good thing.
I like the way you phrased that. She let you.
He worked on that one.
We bring in sweet potatoes here, and that's one of the crates left over from earlier in the week. You'll see we cooked 1,500 pounds 2 days ago.
Wow.
So these sweet potatoes that we dug, earlier this year, this season. We'll finish digging sweet potatoes the last week of November. But we'll bring in sweet potatoes, and the vodka has 2 ingredients: sweet potatoes and corn. The corn, my brother's also growing this corn. This is regular field corn. You drive down the road and see corn growing here.
Farm too.
Yep, this is the farm too. So it's regular field corn that he is growing, and we take it to a place over in Clarendon, and then they'll blow out the debris and put it in the super sacks for us. So the sweet potatoes get washed in that washer. It's got these heart brushes on it and the water nozzle that cleans the potatoes. The grain all gets ground in this meal grinder in that room. So you all have seen ground corn if you've seen cornbread or cornmeal, right? That's essentially what that will look like. So we'll take those potatoes and put them in this cooker, and then we'll cover it with water, turn the boiler on and bring this up to temperature. What you're really trying to do is to get those potatoes to soften up. So once they soften up, we can turn this mixer on and start the process. And really what you're trying to do in this process is to convert that starch in those potatoes to sugar, right? But the sweet potatoes, which I'll show you this, you guys are brave enough to come up and take a look. No, it goes from bottom to bottom. It's always
I like sweet potato pie.
This is a 10-plate distillation column here, and it's 10 plates. So this is a total of 20-plate distillation column. If you go to the big distillery in Kentucky or somewhere, you've got a lot of times one giant column, 45 feet in the air, right? This is the same thing, split into 2 columns. So I'm taking the magic out of this for you, right? But what's happening is every plate it goes up, it has less water and more alcohol. So you increase your proof at every plate.
Okay.
So this is sweet potato.
Oh, we got
That's what? What is it now?
Sweet potato alcohol.
It's the straight.
Ooh, it smells delicious.
Yeah, this
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
Give away for that.
yeah.
He said
The only thing we have to do is put the sticker on once it comes off, because this product earned double gold up until 4 months ago. This was a double gold sticker. So this is the granddaddy bottle, right? So I told you guys the whole story about my granddad. It's represented in this bottle.
Oh. Okay.
So bought the farm in 1949, which it says it right across the top, and it took resilience and ingenuity. You see that on that top label there. Has this whole story buying that farm out of sharecropping. This is his actual signature that they got.
That is so
We're able
cool.
to take off of his will document.
Oh, wow.
And underneath it says first generation landowner.
Oh, wow.
The other thing about my granddad, he was born December 5th, 1906, so the proof is 106. And if you drink this bottle down low enough and slow enough, you'll be able to see my granddad's portrait.
I was hoping there would be a picture. I was hoping there would be.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see it with the camera, but
Oh, I was hoping he did that.
So what was your granddaddy's name?
U.D. Williams.
U.D.
Where's
What's that stand
Yep.
for? Well,
They didn't have to have any name. They didn't have to stand for anything back then. That's all we ever knew was U.D.
well, rest in peace, and may his legacy
And he
live
also,
on.
there was a U.D. Jr. My uncle, I had an uncle that was named after this, U.D. Jr.
That turned out to be an awesome tour and a very inspirational story. Deep Roots brand is not Kentucky bourbon and it's not Tennessee whiskey, but it's in a class of its own called Arkansas Brown. And this will conclude the activities for today. We'll see you in the morning.
Good morning. This is Sunday morning and this is my campsite. I'm in campsite number 41 and it's a pretty big site, as you see. You have a little parking spot for your vehicle That's a tent camper, one of the ladies from our yoga class. And as you see, each of the pads have tent sites and RV sites. This is a car camper. And as you see, they have a walk-in tent sites. You can walk in. You have 3 tent sites here. One here, one up on the hill, and one over there. As you see, we have someone camping in a utility trailer. And then we have another Jaco. There is the comfort station down here. The comfort station has 4 individual wet bath with toilet and shower. And you see right back here are the cabins. They have 2 twin beds, and a double bed in the cabin, and they have screened-in porches. A bike fix-it station. That's one thing I like about this park, about these bike fix-it stations. So we're gonna go in and check out the bathroom. As you see, they even have a place for to change your children. Nice, warm, wet bath. One of the things they have over there, if you take the trail behind cabin 1, there's a trail that goes back into the woods, and it's a big fire pit.
Listen to my wife's vlog about her experience at the Mississippi River State Park.
I just attended the fall yoga retreat with Delta Yoga Collective, and oh my goodness, it has been fun. And it was a nice, restorative, and relaxing retreat, and yoga all day. So we came on Friday evening, and we did yoga for about 4 hours, and then we had a nice dinner together, which we prepared with Clarksdale Eat. She's really nice. So check out Clarksdale Eats. So it was an interactive dinner. So it wasn't a dinner that was prepared. We actually had to kind of prepare our own dinner. We had to do the chopping, the cooking, the assembly. We made veggie sushi. We had this tofu hoagie sandwich, and it was really nice. So it was a very good way to end the evening on Friday. And after dinner, we walked over to the cabins, which is right by the campgrounds. And behind the cabins is a little path that leads to big fire pit. And at the fire pit was one of the park rangers, and she had prepared an evening dessert and s'mores. So we had peach cobbler and apple pie in the Dutch oven. And it was so good. And she had s'mores. She had the fire going in the big fire pit, and it was a great time to eat, great way to end the night. And Saturday morning, they did have sunrise yoga, but I didn't make that. So I took time for myself. And y'all will never believe it, but I slept in. I kind of just chilled and hung out with myself. Did a little meditation, a little prayer, a little scripture reading. And I joined the ladies probably around about 9 something. Finished the day out with yoga, more yoga, different types of yoga, and from different instructors around the area. From Memphis to Batesville to Arkansas. And then we had a very informative session on pelvic health and what a pelvic therapist can do. I really learned a lot. I've been to a pelvic therapist for myself, but I did not understand and know all the things that they can do and how they can even service males. So I forgot they have a pelvic therapist. Everybody needs to see a pelvic therapist. As a matter of fact, everybody needs to see them in their teenage years or preteen years so they can prevent some of the reasons why we're going now. Kind of help manage and prevent. So that's my plug for pelvic therapists. So we ended the day with a yogi instructor who kind of centered us and ended the retreat on a positive, mellow, restorative note. And then the fun really started. For the first time, y'all, I did an e-bike tour of St. Francis National Forest and Helena, Arkansas, and ended at Delta Dirt Distillery. And we did a tour there. So that was so fun, off-roading with e-bikes. And the tour host is called Thrive, is a nonprofit organization, and they're using these tours as a way to help pay for some of their programming that they have for youth and young adults to help them thrive. And it was so much fun. We off-roaded through the forest on dirt roads, and it was bumpy. We actually went to the confluence of the Mississippi River and the St. Francis River. So this is my second confluence in a week. That's pretty cool. I was like, oh my goodness. So last week, me and Julian went to the confluence of the Mississippi River and the Ohio River. So that was really cool. And we also learned a little local history. We came up on and stopped and talked about a ghost town that was near the river, Mississippi River. That used to be a river town, but kind of dried up, and people moved away after the Great Flood, a great flood of the Mississippi River. And they had to do some work to the river, so kind of altered the way their community functions. So most of the people left. And from there, we tracked back and went into Helena and went through downtown and went to the tour of Delta Dirt. So the owner, he gave us the history and his why of how Delta Dirt started, and even shared some of their accolades on how their sweet potato vodka is platinum in the liquor world. So I said, that's pretty awesome. And after the tour, they took us back in vans to our campsite. So I forgot to tell you, they brought the e-bikes to the campground. So that was really, really cool. And after they brought us back, me and two other ladies from the yoga retreat, we went kayaking on the lake. We was trying to catch the sunset, but being in a national forest, the sun dropped really fast behind the trees, so we got the essence of the sunset and the light of the sun going down over the lake. On the lake was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we went way out, probably like a half a mile or so on the lake, and we just sit out and watch the darkness come. And it was dark. Then we decided to go back, and that's where the trouble came. Apparently this lake has a little current. It must be river fed or something, because it was so easy to get out there. But on the way back, it was like we was never going to get back to the shore. I actually one time was looking back to see if something was holding my kayak, because I was using my Boto Tuck Tech. I was like, is something holding this thing? But it wasn't. It was just the current. We were fighting the current. But we made it back, and I came back, had a little dinner, and it was a long day. So I basically stayed in. Didn't socialize much after then because I was tired, and went to bed. But this has been a great, great weekend. Just enjoying myself and finding my purpose and why, and remembering I need to take time for myself. So thank y'all so much for coming on this journey with me. I'm heading home, getting ready, gonna go to church. So this campground, which is a hidden gem, is only probably less than an hour and a half from my home. So we'll be coming back because it is beautiful, and there's so much more to explore. They have a parkway where you can drive on and see the changing of the trees. We saw some of the trees change overnight, it seemed, while we was here. Peace. Until next time.
We hope you enjoyed Jaybird Journey to the Mississippi River State Park outside of Helena, Arkansas. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. We're the Traveling Weekenders, Team CJP, and these are the Jaybird Journeys. Take care, and as always, be blessed. Peace.